I received the offer by post. A legal envelope, thick, crisp paper, no sender, no stamp. Inside, a single typed letter. We are seeking a live-in caretaker for Thornhill Manor. Room and board included. Payment, $10,000 per week. One condition, never enter the third floor. No interview, no paperwork. Just an address and a key taped to the page. I thought it was a scam, but I needed the money. I drove 5 hours to the countryside, past dead trees and fog-covered fields, until the road vanished into gravel. Then I saw it. Thornhill Manor. It towered above the hills like a tombstone, every window black, every corner shadowed, as if it didn't reflect sunlight, only drank it. I let myself in. The door opened smoothly, without a creak. The air inside smelled like lavender and mildew, a strange mix of perfume and decay. The house was already stocked. Groceries in the fridge, lights functional despite no visible power lines, fireplace lit. On the mantel sat a brass placard. The house remembers. Be respectful. The silence was thick, like the house had ears. As I walked the halls, I noticed every portrait turned slightly toward me, just enough to feel it. I stayed in the guest room on the second floor, as instructed, but late that night, while half asleep, I heard footsteps above me, long, deliberate, coming from the forbidden third floor. The next morning, I decided to see it. Just see it. The third floor staircase was narrow and steep, tucked behind a sliding wall panel. At the top was a door, painted a deep, almost wet-looking black. A keyhole, but no key. Etched into the door was a message, carved by hand. She's still inside. Suddenly, I felt cold, like something had opened behind me. When I turned around, the hallway was empty, but every candle had gone out. The door remained closed, but I swear I heard breathing through the keyhole. On the second night, I noticed something strange about the west wing. No matter the time of day, the farthest window glowed red from the outside. I went to check it, but the hallway to reach it grew longer every time I stepped forward. The walls stretched, paintings warped. One canvas showed a girl with her hands covering her face. Next time I looked, she was peeking through her fingers. I finally reached the window. Outside was no garden, no road, just endless red fog, pulsing softly like it was alive. When I blinked, the hallway reset. I was back where I started. On the third night, I opened a door I hadn't seen before, directly across from my bedroom. Inside was a room full of mirrors, hundreds, different sizes, shapes, all placed to face the center, where a single wooden chair stood. I couldn't see my reflection in any of them, but something else was there, a silhouette, sitting in the chair. It wasn't moving, but every mirror showed it closer than the last. I stepped into the room, and the door closed behind me. Every mirror went black, except one, and in it, I saw myself, smiling. On the fourth night, the fireplace in my room lit by itself. I awoke to the sound of something crackling, but there was no wood, only ash and dust. In the center of the flame was a doll. Its porcelain face was cracked, mouth stitched shut with black thread. As the fire burned, it didn't melt. Instead, it began to smile. I pulled it out with the iron poker, cold to the touch, unburned. Something was written under its dress in tiny, frantic handwriting. I told her I didn't want to play anymore. I left it on the windowsill. The next morning, it was in my bed, still smiling. I began hearing whispers from behind the third-floor door. Not words, repetitions. Laughter, a child humming. Then suddenly, let him in. The doorknob turned once, then again. I shoved a chair against the staircase and didn't sleep. The next day, I tried to leave the manor. The road was gone. Not blocked, not hidden, gone. Fog surrounded the house on every side, thick as smoke. And in the distance, I could see figures standing between the trees, too tall, too still, their heads tilted toward the house. Watching, waiting. I found an old trunk in the attic. Inside, rotting clothes, a leather journal, and a photo. The photo showed me, standing beside a woman with her face scratched out. But the photo was dated 1911. The journal belonged to a man named Nathan Ashby, caretaker of Thornhill Manor. His final entry read, "She likes when we forget. That's how she keeps us." My name was Nathan. Then it wasn't. Now I watched the door like the others. Below that, in fresh ink, a new line had been written. "Your turn. Last night, I woke up to find the house wrong. The walls were sweating, the mirrors gone, the candles all lit. The third-floor door was wide open. Beyond it, a staircase that never existed before, leading upward into the dark. A fourth floor. Each step I took, the air got colder, the whispers louder. At the top, one door, white, child-sized. I opened it. Inside was a nursery, empty crib, rocking chair, and on the walls painted in red, "You came back. Welcome home." I turned to leave. The door was gone. The crib creaked, and from inside it, a voice whispered, "Play with me."